Well, guys, that did not take very long. Earlier today, we found out that the judge decided to take the coward's way out and let Fani Willis decide on her fate. You can either fire Nathan Wade, or if you don't do that, then your whole entire office is disqualified from this case. Well, it looks like Fani Willis made a decision here pretty fast because Nathan Wade now has resigned. In other words, guys, he got fired. He got fired to save Fani Willis's neck. Now, Fani Willis, I should actually say, has other problems as well, with the state of Georgia looking like they're actually going to go after her, and also the federal government. This thing is not over yet. And I'm not sure, guys, that this case is actually ever going to get to trial. I mean, it's definitely not going to happen this year. And if Trump gets into the White House, what's the point, really? Because the whole point is to get Trump before the election, and that's not going to happen. So let's get into it, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Remember, live stream every single Friday. Just starts at $5 per month. We appreciate the support. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button to get access to the same thing. So here we go, guys. Check this out on the Daily Caller. Nathan Wade resigns from Trump case in response to judges Fani Willis ruling. And if you guys actually read the ruling, Judge Scott McAfee destroyed Fani Willis. I mean, guys, I don't know how you're actually going to be able to have a fair trial in Fulton County because the jury pool is tainted. Fani Willis actually got up there in the church, and she was definitely tampering with the jury pool, potential jury pool anyway. I mean, she's been out there in the church, making this whole thing political. And the people in Fulton County, do you think they're actually going to give Trump a fair trial? No way. No way. I don't think that this thing is actually going to go to trial anytime soon. Because the state of Georgia, by the way, could actually remove Fani Willis. And if she's gone, the whole case is done. But it says here, Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade resigned Friday from working on the Georgia case against former President Donald Trump as ordered by the judge. Judge Scott McAfee declined to outright disqualify Fulton County DA Fani Willis from the case Friday, instead offering prosecutors the choice of having Wade withdraw or having Willis and her entire office step aside. That was not going to happen, even though I believe they all should have been disqualified. But there's no way in the world that Fani Willis was actually going to walk away from this case. It was not going to happen. She still has a whole bunch of other obstacles with this case, but there's no way in the world she was actually going to walk away. And I believe that Scott McAfee was terrified because he's actually getting primary right now. And he also didn't want to be called a racist, by the way. But anyway, it goes on. It says, he ruled that the defense did not meet the burden of proving an actual conflict of interest. I don't see how he could actually say that there wasn't. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm also not a dummy. Okay. But said the record highlights a significant appearance of impropriety. Now, this is what Nathan Wade actually did say in his resignation. He says, quote, I'm offering my resignation in the interest of democracy and dedication to the American public and to move this case forward as quickly as possible, Wade wrote in a resignation letter. I am proud of the work our team has accomplished in investigating, indicting, and litigating this case. In a letter accepting Wade's resignation, Willis wrote that she would always remind everyone how he was, quote, brave enough to step forward and take on the investigation and prosecution of the allegations that the defendants in this case engaged in a conspiracy to overturn Georgia's 2020 presidential election. Now, 6 charges have already been dropped from this case because of the incompetence of Nathan Wade. I mean, Fani Willis clearly put this man in charge because that was her boo. That was her man. The man wasn't qualified. And the judge dropped 6 charges because, yeah, this is shoddy work right here. Yeah, Fani Willis completely messed this up. But she goes on, she says, I compliment you for the professionalism and dignity you have shown over the last 865 days as you have endured threats against you and your family. Who's actually threatened his family? I mean, this is the man that left his ex-wife high and dry. You are the one, Fani Willis, that actually broke up this man's marriage. But anyway, she goes on, as well as unjustified attacks in the media and in court on your reputation as a lawyer, Willis wrote. McAfee said in his ruling Friday that the decision not to disqualify Willis does not indicate that he condones this tremendous lapse in judgment or the unprofessional manner of the DA's testimony during the evidentiary hearing. Now, the thing is, Scott McAfee, all he did was pretty much kick the ball. He didn't want to outright do this himself because he's actually getting on primary right now. It's pretty much going to be up to the state of Georgia now. The Republicans now pretty much have the ball in their court to actually do something about this because now they actually have the authority to actually go after rogue DAs. Now, this will definitely test the power and the guts of the Republicans in Georgia. Will they just sit back and do nothing? I mean, now you actually got the authority. Brian Kemp has now given you the authority to go after DAs like Fani Willis. So we'll have to see. This thing is not over yet, but the Republicans in Georgia now have the authority to put this thing to bed. Scott McAfee, he doesn't want to lose his reelection, so he just pretty much said, hey, I'm out of this, Fani. You either fire Nathan Wade or you're going to be disqualified from this case. It's up to you. But the true power now lies with the Republicans in Georgia to actually do something about this. Will they actually do it? Well, we have to see, guys. We will have to see. I find this very, very interesting, man. This ruling actually comes at a time during primaries. Fani Willis getting primary, Judge Scott McAfee getting primary. This is all politics right now, guys. Because any other person, let's say this is actually a non-election year. Let's say this actually happened last year. Something's telling me that Scott McAfee would actually probably drop Fani Willis like a bad habit and Nathan Wade, both of them. But he really, really looks like a fool right now. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.